We start recording. So this is the third session. Let's continue talking about SQL. So as I told you, many companies that use build their own database management system, they use SQL. Oracle have SQL, and they make an addition, and they call it PLSQL. Okay, it have SQL, but they make it more advanced to write more complicated queries. So SQL is a language that we use to retrieve data from a table or a database. Okay, so we know that a database can contain many tables. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, I can hear.
Okay. So, okay. So to write a SQL query, actually, we need to use a few keywords. We need to select the number of columns. Okay, so fetch specified fields or columns from a table. So using the select, I will tell the database management system. Let's say DBMS. So from now on, we use for database management system DBMS. So select will tell the DBMS how many rows, how many columns or fields I want to select in my query. I want to see as an output from my query. Okay. From will tell what is the table I want to query. So because maybe in the database you have 10 tables, so you have to tell the name of the table that you want to query. Where is actually the condition that you want to tell. So sometimes you don't want to get all the rows or the fields or the records inside the table. You want to only get certain records based that meet specific criteria. So for example, in the hospital, you want to say, get me all the patient names. Patient names, it means that I want to get the column that is related to the first name and the last name from the table patients that where, and then I put a condition. I use the where to put a condition. I want to say the date is today. So you want to know the patient who entered the hospital today. So you're able to do that. Of course, that cannot be imagined by if you save information into a file. That cannot be imagined, especially if you're talking about million records that you want to query. So let us not have too much details. Let's have a look how this works actually in reality. Before we continue to look here, okay? So far, what I said is clear or no?
Yes.
Okay. So if I go back to where here, yeah. So again, we are in the visits table. I will go where I can write SQL. So I click here. That's the place I can write SQL queries. In that case, I am writing SQL queries for the table visits. So from here, so we said just now, we have select, we have from, and we have where. This is a keywords that is related to how to build queries. This is a basic form of how to write a query. So if I write select asterisk, asterisk means select me all the columns or all the fields from the visits table, where one. So where one actually means that as if there is no where. Okay, so if I run, so you see, it returns to me all the tables, okay? And that's the content of all the tables. So that visit actually, that visit file actually record all the visits from all the people who visit that website, okay? So you find people here from Russia, United States, Malaysia, So again, Republic of Korea, Norway, Russia again. So, and it stores also, so let's see, it stores IP. Do you know what's the meaning IP?
The IP address being.
Yes. So it stores the IP of the person. If the person was referred from a specific website before he enters to our website, also it will store it if it is found. Sometimes we, if the traffic is coming from Facebook or even from certain pages, then we are able to capture that and store it in the traffic source and some other details. So user agent, it will tell what kind of a browser you are using. Okay, so that's here where they store up the information about the browser. But just bear in mind, some of them is pods. Do you know what's the meaning of pods?
No.
A pod is just an automatic software. You already know that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So some of them is just pods. And this header actually is related to, so if you see here, there is a word called Google Chrome. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So that table, if we have a website, if we install it properly, then we are able to throw all the information of all the visitors that visits our website. And what is the header information that they have? Sometimes when you do some good analysis, you are able to tell, oh, that was a pod, like I'm able to tell from here. Okay. And just now I said I see the word pod. This is the same. This is a pod that is from SEMrush. SEMrush is a company. If you search for it, then you will be able to find it. Okay. They have certain products that depend on going crawling on websites and retrieving information from them. Okay. And typically, they will not tell you that they come from Chrome. They use different kind of headers. Okay. Here you see that, oh, sometimes you see Mozilla, sometimes you see Google Chrome. Okay. But that's for real users. If it is pod, then they will use different headers. Okay. So that information, when you store it, then when you analyze it, you are able to come with conclusions. Of course, that kind of conclusion is different from the conclusion that you are able to draw when you are talking about a patient table. If you're talking about patient table in a hospital, you're also able to draw conclusions based on. So if you see that, for example, a patient, he come today and then after 2 days he get dismissed out of the hospital, and then after 1 week he come back again, and then you keep seeing maybe that he enters the hospital 3 or 4 times a month, then are you able to draw conclusions on that? Yes. This means that this person have a serious problem that keep making him coming again to the hospital. Who can use this kind of information? Insurance companies. So insurance companies is the one that pays for the patients. And it is very important that it always keep track of what's happening. So if they know that this patient, for example, if they analyze the data and then using data analysis, again, this is a branch of computer science. But again, they need to use SQL to be able to retrieve the data. So if they have the patient name, and so first, they will not be able to reach the patient names from the first time. They have to run a few SQL statements to know, okay, who is the patient that his name keep repeating every month. Then when they get a list of patients, then they take each patient and then they start to run a SQL query on the table. And then they will know, oh, he entered that date and that date and that date. How many times per month? Maybe 3, 4, or 5 times per month. What is his complaint or what is his issue? Then it is 1, 2, 3. So then based on that, the insurance companies will start to think, okay, how they can reduce the cost incurred on them from that patient. So that's how companies use tables or databases or the information in the databases. Okay. Does this make any sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. So now let us go back to the SQL query. I want to edit the SQL query a bit and try to see how can I use where. So I want to say, instead of selecting, I want to select all columns for now, but I want to add a where clause. So the where, actually, suppose by actually I can write it capital or small. It will still accept, but as a keyword from SQL that you cannot use elsewhere, better make it capital just for clarity. But it will accept if you make it small. So I would say I want to put country equal Russia. And then I want to, so do you notice here how the SQL query ends with semicolon?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a question?
No, no.
Okay. So I would run. Typically, we are able to test with the patient table, or we can make a patient table and we can try to insert the data that is given in some examples as per the syllabus. But again, it all leads to the same situation. If you can have a patient table and the exam he's talking about other kind of tables, it not necessarily is talking about a patient table. So you just need to understand the concept, not memorize them, right?
Okay.
Okay. So do you know what is the purpose of the SQL query here? I am telling him, go to the column or the field that is country, which is here, okay, and get me all the entries under the column country that have Russia inside. So you see here, I don't have, previously when we open, we see Malaysia, we see Russia, we see Korea, we see many countries, right? But now here, I ask him to only bring me the records that contain Russia. So if you look here, that is a subset of the table. The table records is 7,990, but this is only 213. So I'm able to tell him to get me a subsequent based on a certain condition that I put to him. Does this make sense to you so far? Is it so difficult?
No, no, I understand.
So it's clear.
Yes.
Okay, am I slow? I need to increase the speed.
No, no, it's fine.
It's fine. Okay, good. Okay. So, but now let us try to edit one more time. Okay. I would say to him, get me the ID and the page. So what is the ID and page? ID is also is a primary key. It is also another column. So select is able to, I am able to give to select a name of columns that I want to see. Why? When I put asterisk, he give me all the table, but maybe I don't need to see all the table. I need to see specific fields. In that case, in our case, I want to see the ID and the page name, okay? Or maybe the IP. Maybe I want to see the IP, okay? And then let's try to run. So now you see, he only bring me two columns. The ID, which is the unique number given to each record or row, and the IP.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, okay, I try to edit again. I want to add one more column here. I want to say add to me country. Let me see why it doesn't accept. I think it should be correct. Yes, yes, it should be correct. Yeah, let's try. Okay, so do you see now I'm able to add one more column here?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, does this all make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so what if I copy that record? So can you try to remember that record is ending with 22 at the end? Can you?
Okay.
Okay, good. So I want to remove that thing here. No, sorry, I want to only remove that. I want to say the ID equal. So, and then we run. Can you see just now what we did?
We found the exact ID and the exact same person.
And yes, okay. So what I'm trying to give you example here that, okay, at first you start with a normal query, and then you start to improve your query to get more data, to get more specific data that you're looking for. Okay.
Okay.
So definitely here we are getting the same data that we get before, but maybe if I edit here, I can simply just add here page. Okay. Or I can say header. Okay. That will add information to me. So okay, header, he doesn't accept header, or a non-call header. Okay, header. I think is correct. Let me see. Maybe I spelled it wrongly. Then it was written there. So I would put asterisk. I will run again to make sure that I'm getting the correct. Okay. So headers, yeah, it's headers, not header. So it have an S. Can you hear me, Jojo?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Pop. Okay, headers. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now he get me the headers. Okay. So that is an information that is I didn't have before. It doesn't appear before. Okay. If I put the correct column name, it will appear to me. So I can keep investigating inside. I'm able to get what here? I'm able to get the ranges of the IB that belong to Russia that visited my page or my website. Okay, and if I look here, if I have a look here also, so I'm able to, if I put like, sorry, edit, I have to edit first. If I put asterisk, I am able to, okay. Can you see one thing here? Do you see the date created at? So here, this record was created at the 2nd of October. Okay, last year. And the time is recorded. So it means that also I'm able to check the times that they visit. Do they always visit at specific times? What is the time ranges that I do? So even people working with marketing and so they start to analyze. So when are the people from Russia visiting our website? It can be a website about news. It doesn't necessarily need to be just a normal website. It can be a news website. Typically, all these kind of websites, CNN, BBC, and all this kind of website, they have also this kind of similar databases, maybe more complicated to analyze. Okay, most of the people enter at what time? Okay, maybe this will help them. This will help them to say, okay, we need to have more resources on our servers to accommodate the users, the large amount of users that they're entering at maybe 6 a.m. in the morning. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I will stop here. Is it anything not clear before we move to the slide again?
No, I understand.
Okay, let me see here. Okay, yeah, okay. Okay. So I will go through this order by, and then I will stop on talking about SQL scripts, and I will open another topic. So order by is I'm able. This is a keyword that I'm able to put after the where clause to order the information that is coming to me. So I'm able to sort the information based on a specific column. So as you saw, the ID just now we saw it is incrementing, right, from lower numbers to higher numbers. So I'm able to sort the results from my query, my SQL query, based on the ID, or even I'm able to sort it based on the time. So I'm able to say, okay, who visited first at the first, and who visited at the last, at the end of the day, for example, or even at what was the last time that somebody ever visited from Russia. I'm able to know that. So by just using order by. So order by, I can order by in ascending order or even descending order. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So far, makes sense.
Yes.
Okay, so and that all here is talking about what I already explained. Just before we leave here, because that's kind of that happened to be a confusion for students who are taking the exam. That okay, so I will not go into too much details at this session, but we will go into details in other sessions. But just what I want to tell you here, that the Access database DBMS that we talked about, the Access databases have certain data types, okay, and our Python and our programming language have slightly different data types. So normally the database have different data types actually. So let me just share with you just on the fly how. Let me see here. Yeah. So okay, yeah. So here structure. Okay. So the type here, do you see my screen, right?
Yes.
So this type is integer. This type is varchar. Varchar, we don't have it in. Do we have it? Do we have any varchar in Python or in pseudocode or even Python? We don't have. Okay, we only have strings, right? So varchar and text inside databases is actually equivalent to strings inside Python and pseudocode. Okay, so that's why we will study together what is the data types that is related to database management system or tables, what is used inside tables, and what is the equivalent one that we have in our programming language. Okay, does this make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. So if I want to change, if I press here change, I just want to show you what is available. So that is the type. So you see how many types that we have? That's a lot of types. Okay. Okay, good. So we don't want to waste more time here. Let's move back. Okay. I will go. Typically, I didn't go today into. Yeah, one more thing here. Just before we go, I told you before that just to emphasize what we said, we have something called database validation. So if we have a table called patient, okay, we are able to have validation that says that word numbers, for example, is numbers between 1 to 10. So if you try to enter 67, for example, he will not accept it. That's the kind of validation that he's able to put on the columns or even the fields. So word number is just a column that carry all the word numbers for all the patients. If you try to put something that is not between the allowed range, then it will issue an error. Who put that range? The designer who designed the table. Okay, we at a later stage, but not in this course. If you study AS and A level, then yes, you might be able to learn more about databases, okay, and creation of tables and so on. Is that clear to you at the moment?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
that's good. That's good. Okay, yeah. So just let me clear here. Oops. Okay. Okay. So just bear with me one thing, please. I know certain things I will give to you might not be the exact level of what you're going to see in the exam. This is slightly higher level, but again, if I program your mind to deal with high level, this is not so complicated. But if this is just one level above what you can see in the exam, you will see much simpler examples or even questions. Okay, so please bear with me. If you, I mean, just try with me this kind of way. If you don't like it on the one or two more sessions, I will stop that. Okay, Tojo, can you still follow with me?
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Okay, so can we read? This is a problem that is related to Python that we want to have a look how to do it in Python. So again, we want to write a function. Did you ever hear what is a function in a Python? Did you write functions in C#?
Yes. In Python and C#. Yeah.
Okay, and you didn't create any functions in Python, right?
I have seen functions in Python.
Perfect. Okay, so the function that we want to create is called capital indexes. The function takes a single parameter, which is a string in our case. Your function should return a list of indexes in a string that have capital letters. Okay, so that is the function name. That is the kind of parameters that we're going to pass to it. And then we want to return the index. We talked about index last time, right? I mean, the last session we talked about indexes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we are able to know that this is we're starting from 0, right? So we here start 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4. Is that clear?
So okay.
Should I explain more how the string is divided and about the index, or you still remember?
No, I understand.
Okay, perfect. So what we should return is the position where we see capital letters. The position, not the letter itself. Okay. So we have position 0, which is for H capital. For L capital, we have position 2. Okay. And 4 for the O, the capital O. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So we need to create a function that actually does that. So let's have a look. Let me see. That's what you shared with me, but I need to share with you something I think different. Okay, so I think we are free to delete that. Let me try to copy the name that we used. That's just capital index. We can use. Actually, you can see my screen or not yet?
I can't see your screen yet.
Okay. What about now? Can you see it?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so we say So do you understand what I'm trying to do now? You see, I'm trying to define a function.
Yes.
Okay, so always when I'm writing a software, I start with a simple thing that works. Okay, so a simple thing that work could be something like that, and I would say call the function and test. Let us see, can this run? So do you see what I'm able to do?
Yes, it can.
Does this
It'll
make
print.
sense?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so since we already know that what we are writing is working, okay, we try to see here. So we have a string that we need to know to reach each character and test it in a way or another. So how to go through this string? We know that this is a string. We know the first and the last here is O, and here with H, right? So we need to go on every place and check, is it capital or not? Is it capital or not? Okay, so how to do that? We take some kind of function that we are able to use it to loop through strings or even anything. Do you still remember what can loop through a string?
Okay. Yes.
Can you still remember? Can you tell me? Can you share what you know? It doesn't mean that maybe we didn't say it in complete exact way, but just think with me.
Okay.
Or tell me what you have in mind. What can we do?
To loop through the string.
Yes. What we have? How many types of loops we have in
We
Python?
have conditional loops and we have for loops and while loops.
So we have while loops. We have for loops, right?
Yes.
Okay. So there could be many ways, but did we take range last time?
Yes. I answered. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Let me try to use range first. Actually, there is many methods that we can use, but let's try to use range for the moment. And did we take length before? We take it
I
last
don't
session,
know if we
right?
did, but I've seen it before. Yes.
No, we take it last session, and we take it also the pseudocode for equivalent of length. So
Yes.
okay, so if we have length like that, and we are able to use for I in, can you tell me what to write if we want to write a range?
For range brackets, the range you want to use.
Okay, and if we want to loop through a string, what range we want to use?
0, length.
Okay, that's excellent. That's excellent. Excellent. Okay. Okay. If we want to access the string, what should we do? I mean, okay, wait. Before we talk about accessing the string, if I say print I, what will happen?
It will just print the number 1, 0, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
4.
And if I remove that 0, will it work?
No.
It will work.
It will.
It
Oh,
will.
okay.
Okay. So if you just put the range, because if okay, when it will not work, if you wanted to start from 1, then you have to specify. But if it is always starting from 0, you don't need to specify. It will always start from 0. So you see here. Okay. So
Yes.
okay. So I can omit that. And the step, if it is 1, it is 1 by default. Only if it is 2 or more or different from 1, then I need to put. It doesn't print anything. Okay, so it's yeah. Step two. it's supposed to, yeah, sorry, no, wait, we need to put 0 because we're putting the step. So can you see now?
Yes.
Does this make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, good. So we don't need that, and we don't need that at the moment. So now let us focus. Last time we said we are able to get something from inside the string using something like that. Do you still remember? Can you still remember something? Oh no.
Pardon? Sorry, indeed.
So when I get the character at the position 0, I tell here, get me the character at the position 0 or at the index 0, or get me the one at position 4.
Yes.
This is makes sense or doesn't?
It makes sense. Yes, I understand.
Okay, so you see here the O, because I
Yes.
put 4, so it's clear, right?
Yes.
So it means if I have something that can change its values from 0 until the length of the string, it means that I'm able to print all the characters. So if I, so okay, see, when I put 0, it print H. When I put 4, it print O. So if I'm able to put something here that always change the values from 0 to 4, then I'm able to print all the characters inside the string. Does this make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so if you notice here, if I put like that, we know, we already just printed just now that it will take values from 0 until the length, and we know the length equal 4. Does this make sense? So
Yes.
I will comment that line, and by doing so, here I'm able to print that characters each on one line. Does this make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Do you still remember? This is not related to the, no, I think we don't have too much time. Let me quickly do something. So I will define something called define is upper. Okay, and it will take ch, which is a character. So I'm defining a function that takes a character and it returns to me something that is to tell me if the character is actually capital or not capital. Okay, I think we might run out of time, but let me just try this here. So I would not print here like that. I will just call the function. The function is called is upper. Okay, and I will pass it str I. Let me try to remove that. Okay, and try to run here. So you see, is upper actually it do print this. Can you see? Can you see what I did? So
Yes,
I calling is upper. Okay, I didn't implement is upper yet. I will, maybe we'll continue next session. So because we are about to finish, but this is what we were able to do at the moment. I'm able to call a function here. I can use it to check if it is capital or not, it's lower or not, and then I'm able to get the position. We will continue that next session. Thank you so much, and I will share this. I will share for you the session recording, and please don't forget 24 hours before the session, next session.